So my name is Andrea Montgomery, and I am the Artistic Director of Terra Productions. Terra Productions is a theatre company, but it's also a commissioner of film, a creator of soundscapes, and probably the most distinguishing feature it has, it is dedicated to making intercultural work. As far as I know, we're the only dedicated intercultural theatre company on the island of Ireland. So I set up the theatre company in March 2007, and at that point I had been running an organisation called the Riverside Theatre, a venue in Northern Ireland, and I felt it was time for a change. And I looked around and thought, what is the one thing that I can give that's perhaps different from what anybody else can give in Northern Ireland? And I was aware that I had a background as somebody who was intercultural, a third culture individual who's grown up everywhere in the world and is kind of at home everywhere and nowhere at the same time. So that I set up Terra Productions to try to make theatre that would link us to the world. Gosh, Terra Productions has evolved enormously over the 15 years of its history. It started out with a sort of instinctive feeling. I can remember the first thing that I wrote down was something about wanting to put back the wonder that we all feel in the world, our sort of sense of connection as human beings through the arts, and how that might be different but also connecting across culture. So it was very much a sort of a feeling rather than a specific practice. And then over time, I think it's been an iterative and reiterative process. So I didn't know it when I drew that wave, the Terra Nova circle, that kind of, it was inspired by an ancient Buddhist symbol to represent the company, but that's exactly what it's been. So we have learned and refined, I think, artistically, ethically, in so many ways, what interculturality really means, what we want to do as artists, both myself and others around me. It probably comes back again to that sense of wonder and humanity. But one of the key things that we have evolved over the last 15 years has been this sense of the importance of interrogating value. And that leads us in two directions. So, and they both sit at the heart of the company. So I think part of it is a growing understanding that although we may have common humanity, that our values may be very different. And accepting and understanding that and having practice that allows you to carefully assemble that in a room and make art together, that's a really core, important part of what we do. And then it kind of comes with a sort of a checking in that we do now in any of our projects, where we will stop and say, are we still abiding by our ethical processes? Are we still making the kind of theatre that we want to make? And it might be puppetry, it might be comedy, it might be opera, it really doesn't matter. But does it have that intercultural mission right at its heart? And the mission is about almost a sort of a loving connection, but also sitting in value difference. So I call it value dissonance, like cognitive dissonance. And you're willing to be in that place and work together from there.